No, no, no.
That's her number there.
Oh, okay. You want me to do it? I can-
Yeah.
Oh, my. Okay.
602.
Just a second.
Have you guys seen how crazy the
602.
flooding is in
369.
Flag today?
Yeah, it was up here.
5065.
earlier, and-
Okay, this should be real quick, right? I mean, there should
Yeah.
I
be,
assume
there
so.
should be
No,
no.
no, this one's gonna be a couple hours.
No, I already had to do an hour and a half of editing. I don't want to do that again, so.
The, 4th Street shut down. I came out of, from, so the intersection at 4th and Cedar, I wonder if I have the picture. Let me see if I have
Let's
the
see.
picture, 'cause I took a picture of it. And I had to get a new phone, which I'm not real thrilled with. Oh, here it is. You can't really see it. You can see it a little bit. That's the top as I'm heading in.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
Oh, it's coming down off the Mount Elm.
yeah, there were a couple of places, it was a foot, 18 inches deep. They shut 4th down, they shut Cedar down. So, this is what just came through, coming out of East Flag.
Oh my gosh.
They looked a lot worse in person. It's like, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
So you know how to get up 141 to,
All the sandbags, and they're all gone now, huh?
Yes.
They should've left them.
you know how to get up 141 to 180 now, right?
I do.
Okay.
I got to, after we do this, I have to upload it to the state.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, it may thin down by then.
well, I'm just worried about the traffic.
Yeah.
You guys don't like each one your own share? Okay.
I got this shit for
Who are these guys?
These are my kids. These are, this is Siler and Graceland. Siler was in Miss Fessler's class last year.
And Siler, didn't you help
Yeah,
Robbie
you're Robbie. You're Robbie's your buddy, huh?
throwing the sign around? I will tell Robbie you were here.
Because you know this is Robbie's dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Miss Fessler,
Yeah, Bibis.
I got my hair done yesterday.
That's always exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was
Crazy.
my first time.
Yeah. I've never done
You
that.
wanna
Was
show
it
her your
fun?
hair?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Show her.
Ooh. And you're wearing a pink shirt and pink shoes, so you're all matchy, matchy, matchy. I love it.
I'm not pink shorts.
Yeah, not pink shorts, not this time.
Hello, Rena. How are you? Okay, I'm going to put you on speaker.
We got about 3 minutes yet.
You're on speaker. Can you hear me?
I can hear, thank you.
All right.
Just hang in there. We got about 3 more minutes. And
Call Mel too, conference.
If we need to. I talked to her.
I talked to her too, and I was like, maybe we should just have you here. You think it'll be alright?
We can if you want to call her in because I've got Rena on out.
Okay. I can, well, I could conference call her on the same phone, but. So was that just a couple hours ago it was coming down so hard?
Yeah, it was like 2:30 when I left. Oh, I know where it all came from. I've got page 7. I'm going to take you all through the whole thing.
Okay.
so, well, you'll be at the retreat, right? Because you're a reporter.
If that, yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing that should be on the agenda for a retreat is the board eval.
Okay.
And usually the way they've traditionally done it is done board eval and a superintendent's eval. Of course, I'm not going to have a superintendent eval. And where is the board eval at?
It's all in the, policy manual.
Okay,
I'll
so,
show Justin where it is, cause I'm gonna meet with Justin Friday.
okay. So we'll start working up the agenda for that.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we're gonna do a work session too, although I don't know when yet.
Okay,
But we'll do the board retreat, the school retreat, and then the work session.
sounds good.
In addition to the normal meeting early in August.
Yes, still the second Monday. What
Right.
days are the retreat?
That should be a new position.
I know
Just say
the
early.
31st,
Yes.
They were rolling it.
Okay.
My
31st
party
is the board retreat.
gift will be to recommend that y'all south install.
From 0 to 0, right?
What an
Yeah,
honor.
31st, and the school retreat's the 3rd of August.
Oh, yeah, I
As
just,
soon as I talked to Mel,
yeah, okay.
I was
heard
like,
for-
duh, I knew that.
Yeah, it does seem weird to have Transwestern and have it in Calgary, but.
Yeah, that was,
It's
I,
because, and I'll explain to the whole board, but it's because we don't make the sheets, we have no control over
I
them.
tried to explain that to Brady.
So we have to put it where they tell us to put it, see, that type of stuff is considered administration,
Oh, hey.
because it doesn't go on any other line.
Okay, I got you on speaker.
has anybody seen Bree?
We haven't even started yet, so.
Hey, Mike,
Hi, Scott.
are you happier now?
Am I happier?
Yeah.
I'm always happy. When was I unhappy? The fact of the matter, are you guys all happy?
Just another day in paradise.
Oh, I'm happy because of the rain.
Yeah.
Hey, everything looks great.
It's one of the best I've
Yeah,
in a long
they did
time.
a great job.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, I couldn't even see any negative. There wasn't
Not really. There were a couple of preliminaries, we took care of most of them. No real findings, some of it, there were one or two, okay, yeah, we have to do this next time, we have to remember this. Yeah. No deposit, never had a deposit out. This year, we've got the new sheets, so that was.
Are you still there, Leanne? Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting on Bree. I mean, we do have a quorum, we can go ahead and start, but I'm gonna give her a couple more minutes. It's raining here, so I don't know, there might be some kind of delay.
I just thought of something. Is it gonna be okay without my physical signature? Do you guys have enough there?
Yeah, we have a quorum here.
Okay. Oh, good.
And
Yeah.
There's Bree.
there she is. And what's his name again, so I tell Robbie the right name?
Silent.
Silent. I'll forget it before I get home.
S-Y-L-E.
Very good, thank you. I would have missed that Y. Okay, at this point, we'll call to order. Need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. You don't need to stand up.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll observe a moment of silence. Okay. Governing board members, number 5, information discussion items, no action taken. I need to alert the board to the fact that there are at least 2 families, and probably more, that are objecting to dropping the mask mandate, objecting to dropping the protocols. My basic understanding, and I've talked to at least one of the families before, my basic understanding of what they want is they want the protocols to stay in place, the masks to stay in place, and they want them to stay in place until all the children have been vaccinated. I have explained to them the governor's prohibition on masks and the governor's prohibition on vaccinating children as best I could. And what I don't know, there are 2 families talking to me. I don't know how widespread that problem is, or that problem, maybe not the right way. I don't know how many people, how many families feel that way. They are talking about taking their children out of public school and homeschooling them. If they do that, we now have children who are being homeschooled because of the mask mandate. We have children who are being homeschooled because of ideological reasons, and then we're going to have people being homeschooled because of not having a mask. I don't know the answer to this. It seems to me, yes.
This is Melanie. I sat through a webinar on legislation today,
Uh-huh.
and House Bill 2898 states that there no longer can be made to, anyone can be made to required to be made to wear a mask.
Right, I know. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so there's really nothing you can do to make them be required to wear masks.
No, and I understand that, but what the board has to do is, the board can do a couple things. You can, first of all, you could ask a question, how widespread is this? How many families fall into this category? And the other thing the board can ask is, what reasonable accommodation can we make for those families? And my only thing is, every child's entitled to an education, and we're here to educate everybody. So I don't know. You talked to them more at length than I did.
I'm gonna meet with Justin Friday. One of the things I'm gonna suggest to him is the week before school starts, run an analysis of where things are in the county. Delta virus is now in the county. And then there are, aside from the mask, there are still other things, encourage, continue to take temperatures. Hopefully the weather will be nice like it was last year. Outside as much as possible. Keep those air scrubbers going 24/7. So there are some things we can do besides the mask. That we can't do.
Yeah, you guys just need to be aware that it's an issue, and at some point in time, you need to instruct me what you want.
My understanding from working at NAU is that we can't do a whole lot in terms of schools. They're just like, we can't mandate.
Right, we can't.
You can't mandate mask. You can't mandate vaccinations. No, so neither of those can happen. So a family or a child that chooses not to wear one, so be it.
The one thing you could do, if you want, is we can survey families and see how widespread this is. Is it just these 2 families, or because my suspicion is usually when people are talking to me, I'm always assuming you're talking to me, somebody else is probably feeling or thinking that too. So anyway, that's just for your information, and I have to work on that as we go. That's all I have. Anybody else?
You took mine, so I've got
Yeah,
mine.
okay. Okay, we have a call to public.
Sorry, I didn't put it out there.
Anybody want to speak?
Oh, I thought this was a quick meeting. I didn't
It
realize.
is.
this was
No,
one
you
meeting.
did. Well,
Okay.
theoretically.
She didn't.
I didn't prepare anything, so I'll wait till the next meeting and I'll have my hand up.
Okay.
So, sorry, can they, is it a public, can the public speak at is this an emergency
Yeah.
meeting?
No, if there's a place on the agenda for call to the public, what you should do is go around it, just ask if anybody wants it,
Okay.
and there's a form they fill out. And,
Got it,
okay.
thank you.
And she didn't know, she's learning, so. Okay, action items, specific items of district business, consideration and adoption of accepted budget for school year 2021-2022.
Can I ask one question? How is this different than this meeting different than the meeting where you hired the guy? How is this different? They were both emergency meetings. I thought this
No, they
was
weren't.
just like that. That wasn't an emergency meeting?
No, it was a executive, it was, most of the day was spent in executive session where we went through and we interviewed people.
I think he's referring.
But I'm just referring to the open part where we were here.
It's what's on the agenda.
Okay.
And a lot of that, to be honest, Pete, a lot of that has to do with who writes the agenda and how it's written.
Okay.
Because it's published for 24 hours in advance. So you should, where's it published?
Yeah, where?
It's published on the website, and it's on the Red Admin.
Okay, and can any parent get on the agenda?
Sure.
Because I think there are parents that don't know if they can come and speak, and I would like them to know that they
Sure.
can come and speak.
Any parent can come and request a call to the public. Any parent.
Okay.
Now, to be put on the agenda, there needs to be a specific, you're not put on the agenda just to express as an agenda item. So it comes out of call to the public. If there are specific items out of call to the public, they then can go on a future agenda item.
Then I would like to address something in a call to the public. I would like to address
Okay.
one thing. And I'm just gonna get here so that I'm on camera so that everybody can see me. The fact of the matter is, some of the staff and some of the teachers, and some of the board members probably even are getting inappropriate emails. And I don't think that should be done by anybody, by parents, by teachers, by anybody. The whole point of what we're trying to do is make the school better. And if anybody is going to come out and start calling names and using profanity at other people in emails or text messages, that's completely inappropriate and unacceptable and should be stopped.
Where are the emails coming from?
That part is irrelevant. I wanted that to be said on camera.
Okay,
I concur, thank you.
yeah, I actually agree with that too.
I appreciate that 100%.
Okay, so specific items of district business. Consideration and adoption of accepted budget for school year 2021-22. Okay, Lauren.
The question was raised on page 1. How come the increase in the budget for admin went from 150 to 343? If you go to page 7 of the budget, and then you turn it the other direction, you will see about 3/5 of the way down, it says excess property tax assessed valuation judgment, 178,083. The state makes these forms. Actually, the Auditor General makes these forms after the state passes the budget. The Auditor General is the one who decides what goes on what line item and how you have to categorize everything. So we have no say over these forms. The Auditor General says your excess tax valuation goes in under admin. So that's the 178. That then goes across to the line on general admin. That brings it up to 343. So that is where that excess taxation that we have received in the past has to be paid back. Okay? But it is still an expenditure. That's why it goes in under admin. Is that clear as mud?
It's clear. It should have its own line item, but it's definitely clear.
I agree. And I will tell you, back in 2015, when the very first time we did this, it was a living nightmare for Mel.
I've run businesses and I've never seen line items, like not having line items is insane to me, but
I agree.
I get it, it's public.
Yeah. Oh, hi, welcome to Arizona.
Any other question? Mike, do you know where to find it now? Where it's published at? That was a valid question you had.
Yes, it's explained in my letter to
Okay.
the board, to each member.
Okay.
Just briefly, and maybe I should have made my comment that called the public, but, I think one is, the budget meeting is gonna be the hot meeting of the year, because that's when, I know, Mark, you said any parent can come here and speak, any tax constituent,
Right.
pays taxes here, can come in and speak. I'm not a parent of anyone at the school, so, but I am a taxpayer in this community, and I want what's best for our school, obviously, and what's best for our community. You know, Mark did a PowerPoint presentation. Maybe during the budget meeting, we have some sort of a, you know, where we're walking through, and when we have a standardized form like this, I picked it up before the meeting that it was other, but we had a board member that made a comment that, you know, hey, what about this?
Right.
And it wasn't discussed, and that's why I said, how can you adopt it when we didn't even, she didn't even have an answer.
Right.
And we were gonna adopt it just due to a timeline issue. So I think that I'm here to look at, it'll be explained in my letter, I'm here to look at like what the taxes are gonna go up.
Right.
When it comes to the money, I'm looking at the big number.
Right.
And then I count on the people that serve on the board to spend the money
Right.
wisely. So, so they, if, as long as they understand, I'm good, you know, with the, the big picture money is the big picture money. So-
I thought that was a valid point.
No, I mean, she brought up the valid point when she
She
said
did,
it.
I thought that was
And
a
it's,
valid
and it
point.
was
But
because,
I didn't know the answer.
because the money was for that tax
Right,
that we
for
were have to pay back,
translation.
right. But it's marked as other, so
Yeah.
who knows what other is? And it's because it's a standardized form.
Just so the public knows, how much money do we have to give transporter now? Just so
Okay,
the public doesn't
the
know.
total bill is like $284,000.
It's almost 300 grand according to
Yeah.
the last
Right.
meeting, so.
Wow, just a little shy. Legislature passed, and we have already applied. We should get, you'd have to ask Mel, a little over 102,000 from the state. So it's roughly 284 minus 102, so we're looking at 180 something that we have to pay.
Okay.
Or,
And
yeah,
that's what
and
we're
when I
paying.
say me, I mean the taxpayers.
And that's what we're paying this year.
Yes.
You were here the first time, right? Weren't you, Mike? Weren't you here the first time we had to pay transporter?
I think you might have left right
No,
now.
I was
Okay.
probably gone then, but I mean, we paid 20, so.
Yeah.
Over the years, it's not just them, we paid a lot.
Okay.
But thank you, and thank Mel for having to come in, I think on her vacation or whatever, and talk to us.
And just so the public knows, you need to talk to your legislatures, because this is the second time we've got hit with this tax bill. And if the legislature does not straighten this out, it's gonna come again. And every time
This is far from a done deal.
every time they dig into our pocket, it hurts the school. It's not just us, I mean, everybody, every tax organization along the pipeline is getting hit with that.
Scott, I can speak to that because new legislation did pass last week and it won't be happening again. They passed legislation so that Arizona Department of Revenue will tax everybody according to a specific way and they can't come back and do what they've been doing since 2013.
Okay, thanks, Mel, that's good news.
So with that, with what she just said, what makes it nice is, as a taxpayer, it's like I'm paying it, and now I'm paying back taxes, so it's like, I'm almost thinking I'm getting hit twice, because I gotta pay for something already, just because they're not paying it, and so, that's,
You
I'm
are.
glad, thank you.
Yeah, because the money,
That's a great example.
the money's coming out of your taxes that we're getting back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what, wouldn't it be nice if the school board had another $184,000 to spend this year on our
Yeah.
school? Instead of giving it to the bureaucrats and down there in the valley building malls and on the freeways, you know, so.
Okay, any more questions on budget? Okay, I move that we adopt the budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
I
Aye. Budget is adopted. Okay. Request for future agenda items.
You guys already got them on the last one,
Okay,
unless there's more.
okay.
Is it blue?
Need a
Yeah,
motion
got
to
it.
adjourn?
This is the only thing, this and the AFR, that you must sign in blue, and
Yeah.
blue, not kind of sort of blue, but
Yeah, I
blue.
know. You seconded?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn. Now, before we leave, everybody has to
Wait
sign.
a minute, did you ask for future,
I did,
you did? No, I didn't do that part, okay.
but you got another chance. The retreats before
Yeah.
so there's another chance.
Just so the board knows, and this was passed back in like 2008, 2009, a board member can request of either the superintendent or the president to have an agenda item put on.
Right, anytime.
At any time.
What I said the last time is you can talk, you should,
Brandon, I'm signing you off. Thank you.
when the board is not in session, everybody